I'm Jasmine Green, candidate for state representative. Right now, I currently hold the seat as the Caddo Parish School Board representative for District 2, a seat in which I have held now for nearly 13 years. I'm so excited to serve the House District of Louisiana for District 4. I have served as the Caddo Parish School Board representative for District 2 nearly 13 years. When you look at, I've been in the trenches now for a long time. I've served, I have held the hands of mothers and fathers that have lost children, due to so many different things, whose children couldn't graduate on time. A lot of that has to do with things that are at the state level. I believe I can go to the state level and give our perspective on how we can change some things with education and how we can help with those unfunded mandates that the state has put on the school system for so many years. It takes some coming together and working together. It's going to take Northwest Louisiana to fix Northwest Louisiana. And that only comes by us having a hard conversation as to our needs. And then we need to be able to assess what we have. And I believe that I want to sit down with our senators and our fellow state representatives to make Northwest Louisiana attractive region when we look at education, when we look at streets, drainage, roads, highways. All of that is just going to take some coming together. The first thing that I think that we need to do as far as looking at infrastructure is to make sure that we tour what are our top priorities. Once we identify our top priorities, then we need to have a conversation on how we get the funds to fix our top priorities. As I look at the interconnector, I was listening to Keel a few weeks ago, and they interviewed one of our U.S. congressmen. They say the connector won't be here until about 17 years from now. I believe we should not have those conversations until we're about 5 years out, so that we can, because times change, people change. We need to see what the neighborhood that it affects as it gets closer to those 17 years. When you're looking at taxes, you always want to talk to your citizens first, because I feel that's very important, because they know what they want to pay for and they know what they don't want to pay for. And also, you don't want to bear too many burdens on them, because then they will start moving, and then we'll have even more declining population than we already have now. So it's always good to talk to the citizens first when we're talking about increase or decreasing taxes. But you also want to make sure that they are aware of the needs of what Louisiana needs to be a better Louisiana. Great question. Being an education major and a person and a board member for Caddo Parish for numerous years, education is so very important, especially at those formative years when the child's brain is developing. When we look at pre-K, universal pre-K has been a topic of discussion for Louisiana for so many years. But now I feel the time is not to start to keep talking. We need to make some initiatives to move in the direction of universal pre-K. I also hear that that they have the vouchers for our pre-K students that Louisiana and the federal government funds. But also you need to look at opening and expanding these programs. When you look at that, I believe it's going to take educators, not just people who deal with budget, but actual educators to come sit down at the table and to tell us what we need for our pre-K. When we look at pre-K and when we look at even our higher ed, our workforce, and one thing that I am proud of, let me say this, with Caddo, something that we have done is our Career Center has put out quite a bit of, we've put out quite a bit of skilled workers. However, we have a problem retaining them here. So some kind of way we're going to have to come up with that. But when we deal with K-12 education and our workforce, there has to be some funding that we put more behind that initiative, because our people aren't going into higher ed as much. They're going towards that workforce. So some kind of way we're going to have to braid together with K-12 and workforce and put the funds that we need behind the workforce development programs. It's going to take all of us. I plan on sitting down with our business community as well as, government, all of the elected officials that are in District 4, and we need to put together a priority list from A to Z. And how you do that is you're going to have to work with the other legislators to make sure that Northwest Louisiana gets their fair share. I've been singing that song for so many years, and I'll continue to sing it in Baton Rouge. And it's going to also take the push of the citizens to make sure that their voices are heard, and to make sure that the representative is bringing back the dollars for Northwest Louisiana to fix the things that we need. But definitely getting with those businesses, big, small, whatever, you just need to come to the table and have that discussion. Well, the oil and gas business is a huge industry. I've been doing some research on where we are with oil and gas. I'm continuing to do research when it comes to oil and gas in Louisiana. So that's something that I will be looking for our local people who are here in Northwest Louisiana to get their expertise on which way we should be going as it pertains to oil and gas in Louisiana. One thing that I am proud of is I'm getting my neighborhood association back started with in my neighborhood, and one of our main things with Shreveport and Northwest Louisiana, Caddo Parish, is blight. Maybe we can sit down with our city council and see what their priorities are when it relates to getting what we need done for here, for Northwest Louisiana, and getting some things cleaned up. It's going to take money, dollars, because you look at how much money it takes to tear things down, and with inflation the way it is, things have tripled when it comes to demolishing things. So it's going to be difficult, but we all know a clean place is what attracts people to Northwest Louisiana. So it's definitely a discussion that we have to have. And I look forward to working with the city council as well as the local neighborhood groups that clean Shreveport Green, Northwest Louisiana, clean up whatever, to make sure that that is a priority. My main platform is education, because I've been in education for so long. Economic development, as well as getting our infrastructure fixed in Northwest Louisiana. I am Jasmine Green. I am number 58 on your ballot. Not only am I a public servant, but you need competent leadership and a person that's determined to make Northwest Louisiana the best that it can be. I'm that candidate. I'm Jasmine Green, number 58 on your ballot.